Well, hello there, HW here for Tone Junkie TV. I had a question or two about a Les Paul that's been sitting behind me on the wall. Some people asking, HW, what kind of Les Paul is that you got back there? Not a Les Paul at all, actually, but I kind of think of it as the HW Les Paul. It's what I've always wanted in a Les Paul. This is a short-lived model. It was called the PRS, you can kind of see it there, Ted McCarty. These things are kind of forgotten gems. They existed in a really weird time for PRS. The lawsuit was over. They released in 2009. The economy was in the trash. Because people don't really remember it or look for it, the used prices are just insanely good. I think what makes this thing so great is it's got the PRS 5708 pickups. PRS was digging up some old NOS actual winding wire. And the 5708 was the first of these year number pickups that they put out. It's a very middle of the road in terms of brightness and mids, right? Kind of a middle line PAF pickup. The 5909s are a brighter version of these pickups. I really love the one-piece bridge. You get these awesome little knobs on there, and it just looks so killer. If you're like me, you've always thought one thing about the PRS single-cut guitars, and that's that the headstock looks wrong. I definitely have always felt that way, and for me this solved the problem because I can't really, it's hard to get on camera, but this is actually a piece of maple laminate on top of the headstock, on top of what is a mahogany neck. But they put the Santana headstock on there. So that's actually the Santana style headstock, but to me, it looks a little more like the Gibson. To me, this thing just looks like the most boutique-y, awesome Les Paul I ever saw. Okay, so signal chain is this PRS Ted McCarty. 5708 pickups going into just a little bit of hall reverb coming from a Big Sky right into this Kemper, and we've got it set to like a JTM 45 type tone. And really, I enjoy this guitar with this type of sound. I think they marry very well. Here is the neck pickup. It's a 5708. So really nice sound. I really appreciate this sort of high end that you get on a really high quality PAF pickup. I think there's kind of a misconception on what a PAF sounds like. Some of the best PAF clones or examples that I've heard, I've never actually played a real, late 50s PAF pickup, but from what I hear out of like Lawlers and out of these 5708s, 5909s, you really get a nice, really pleasing high end. And so I've got the amp set up to really show that. And that's the neck. We go to the middle and you get that very Les Paul type sound. Those two humbuckers together over a very wide field. It's that that middle position two humbucker sound that you just don't get with a Fender. Beautiful ring chords. I've always really liked the sound of that position when you kind of set the amp up to really just give this guitar a nice kind of brighter tone. Great sound. Always love that sound so much on LP style guitars. Here is the bridge, and this is where I think a lot of people spend 80% of their time on a Les Paul, and why not? It sounds amazing. But anyway, if you're interested in a beautiful example of a single cut guitar made by a company that I am really a big fan of, I don't own many PRSs. I've had some on the channel, but I just think what they make in the budget category in terms of affordable instruments and what they make for the really nice stuff, I don't know if there's a better all-around guitar maker than PRS. It's so consistent, one of the most consistent. I can think of like 2 or 3 companies that are uber consistent. I've never played a bad guitar from them. I walk into stores, I see those guitars on the shelves, I pick them up, and there you go. Anyway, check these out, man. These are cool guitars. These are really cool guitars. And I've always felt like this model was like the HW secret. Kluson style tuners, all mahogany body. And PRS they always have great wood. Look at that top. I don't know, to me, that's like burst stripey top, but not over the top stripey top. And maybe my favorite thing is the knobs. You get those just very cool looking knobs. I think Paul & Company did a really great job making this thing feel very traditional, and you definitely know what it's going for, but it feels boutiquey at the same time and just a tiny bit fresh. I think the playability on these things is amazing. I love this sort of, I love the maple binding and the yellowish sort of aged binding you get there. It's not an aged guitar, but that color is definitely trying to mimic, the kind of aging you would get. I have been HW. You've been watching Tone Junkie TV. Go on Reverb, go on eBay, buy one of these. I'm not selling one, but I think there's a 1 or 2 up there right now at the time of filming this, and they're killer guitars for under $2,000, and they are worth every bit that, and then some, I think. But it's a good time to be a buyer right now. HW out.